Galactic help is on the way. Galactic help has been here. And now the image that I see are beings, technologies, space crafts coming down to the surface. And the energy is, we are about to flip the switch. We're about to turn on the lights. We are obviously no longer in the Dark Ages, in the Kali Yuga. We are obviously moving into something that we all remember. But we spend a lot of time forgetting. So there are these beings that have always been here, and there are a great amount of great beings getting ready to touch down, if you will. And the energy that I'm getting is like this, extending an arm for us. These higher dimensional beings are extending their arm. These Christ embodied beings, these Christ expressing beings are just coming down. And for those who are aware enough, for those who know love, who choose love, who choose to ascend with the planet when we turn on the lights, there's an arm waiting for you. And the energy is to take my arm. We're about to go up. When we flip on the lights, there's one thing that darkness does when you turn on the light. There's no more darkness when you turn on the light. And the systems of this earth, the foundation of these systems that we believe, I don't know how many of us believe it at this point, but that we were programmed to believe that this is how life works. These systems are foundationally rooted in darkness. So what happens when you turn the lights on? All of these intergalactic beings are coming here to give us an arm to hold on to when the lights get turned on. Because when the lights get turned on, the darkness, what does that look like? That looks like these systems that are rooted in darkness, these systems like credit score, banking, printing fiat money, keeping everyone on a hamster wheel to just be able to have a roof over their head. All of these things, and many, many, many much more that are rooted in darkness, are going to and when that happens, there will be destruction. These systems rooted in darkness are being and will be uprooted. So right now, these galactic beings would like us to know how to recognize them, how to receive the help that they are offering, how to take the arm that they are extending. And for some beings on this planet, that have the trust and the self-realization to channel these beings, they are already doing that. And you've seen that. We've seen people channeling these beings for decades, for forever. But we've been seeing it collectively for decades. But not everyone is there yet to do that. So these galactic beings who are coming now, who have always been here, but who are coming and touching down now, would like all of us to know that there is not one way to connect with them. There's not two ways to connect with them. There's not three ways. There's simply infinite ways to recognize the presence, not only of these beings, but the presence of your higher self coming through as we get ready to turn the lights on. And that is this: listen to the messages you get throughout the day. The thoughts that you have throughout the day are usually a repeating pattern of things. This is how to recognize the difference between your thoughts and the message in the presence, beep, of a being that is here to help you. Your thoughts usually just a repeating pattern of things, people from the past. Even your anxiety is based on the past. Because you try to bring the past into the future, you have anxiety. Because you think this is how things work, and you try to take that projection and project it onto the future, you have anxiety. Because you're no longer seeing the future. You're not even seeing the present moment. You're taking what was and trying to make it what will be. But throughout the day, there are pattern interrupts that you experience that are not your typical thought patterns. They feel like someone else's voice, nudging you, giving you an idea, planting a seed. They're the type of messages that make you go, what was that? What was that feeling? What was that thought? That was weird. That's the pattern interrupt. So when you feel an experience like that, what was that? Understand that it very well may be a guide. Not all galactic beings are what we would think of as aliens. A lot of the galactic beings communicating with us are ancestors. So when you have a moment of, what was that? Whenever you feel goosebumps in your body, whenever you feel your spine getting activated or your heart start getting activated, understand that whatever that thought is and that feeling is coming from a higher place. And if you want to confirm, is this a galactic being speaking to me? All you have to do is ask it. And in the same way that you felt that message, you're going to receive a response within the same vibrational experience. You're not going to start thinking about what you always think about. You're going to receive a response that is new, that interrupts the pattern of your daily thoughts. And by listening to our heart, by moving with our intuition, we have a direct line to these beings, to our ancestors, to our higher selves. And right now, these beings are presenting themselves to us in very subtle ways. For most of us, it's very subtle ways. For those of us who have a relationship, ongoing connections, channeling, that's only getting amped up. But for those of us who are recognizing, I'm not alone here. Even when I'm sitting on a bench by myself, I'm not alone here. Falling into the subtleness of our knowingness. Trusting the subtleness of our knowingness allows us to know not only the message, not only the help, not only see the future, but to answer the question that we all came here to find the answer to, and that is, who am I? Who am I? And whenever you get caught in the mind that goes like this, and you consciously want to interrupt the mind, just ask the question, who am I? You're thinking about all these things: bills, kids, family, donuts, pizza. What? But do I have... And then you interrupt that with, who am I? That's a real kicker for your mind. Your mind doesn't know what to do with that. It shuts up. So here we are. Here we are. Here comes the help. Here comes the higher experiences. Here comes the liberation. Here comes the turning on the lights. And when we turn on the lights, the darkness will be... So what happens when the darkness does that? Well, when the systems that we've been operating on no longer exist because they were rooted in darkness, and now the lights are turned on, when those systems no longer exist, we will rediscover life in a new way. The one thing we have to ground us when these systems no longer exist is the ground. The earth in front of us. The fruits and vegetables that grow. The sunshine that provides infinite energy to us for those who know how to use the sunlight to charge themselves, who have learned some form of Kriya to charge themselves with their own prana, energy, life force. And areas of the earth that are not so rooted in darkness and that do not have so much uprooting to take place, these areas will quickly adapt and become very abundant. The promised lands are presenting themselves now. So here we are, folks. Earth class of 2026. The next few months are going to be a time that changes life as we know it. And instead of being afraid, be curious. And with that curiosity, expect the best to happen. For you. Do not concern yourself with what happens and what is happening on every part of the planet. Concern yourself with yourself. Curiously. Asking the question throughout the day, who am I? Because when the lights get turned on, you'll quickly realize that you are the lights. And as the light, you are the creator of the shadow. And everything we see is the shadow of the light. Even these bodies are the shadow of God. The light is beyond it all. And ultimately, there is only God. So here we go. The lights are turning on. The lights are turning on. Don't worry. Don't worry about next week, next month. Don't even worry about tomorrow. You are being provided for as the Christ so beautifully expressed. Look at the birds and the bees and the flowers and the lilies. Are you not more precious than these? The Father takes care of you. The Father takes care of you. Let Him. Give Him the responsibility. Listen to His voice. Do your part. And He always has, is, and always will do the rest. Get ready for the lights to come on.